Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for November 18th, 2024. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, we do have two 7s in this top band. This 7 looks up, putting a 7 in one of these two cells. There's no other buddies in the top band. This 5 does look through this sort of peephole here. I don't know. I like to think if when you start seeing the givens as kind of geometry, right? You start kind of seeing like you can use that part of your brain to like look for important digits that might be looking at a lot of the empty cells, right? So like this 5 is eliminating from 3 of these, and we also have this 5 looking up. So 5 gets placed in this box here. It helps speed up and also just lets you find important stuff more quickly if you pay attention to the givens rather than just trying to like pencil a bunch of stuff. All right, so this 8 looks in here, putting an 8 in one of these two cells. I'm not seeing any 8s down here, so we know it's not really going to be helpful to look at this pointing, but it does point. In general, this box is down to, yeah, we know this one's not 3. It's down to 1, 3, 8, 9. So this one's not 9, so this is 1, 3, 8. This one's not 3, so it's 1, 8, 9. So it's not 8 either, of course. This one's not 8, so it's 1, 3, 9. And I think this is any of 1, 3, 8, 9. But what we learned by this being 1, 9 is not only is the 8 down here, but the 3 is also limited in one of these 3. And that's going to point in along with this 3. This 3 looks up, putting a 3 in one of these two. And the important thing that we've learned is that these digits can't be 3. More specifically, these 2 digits can't be 3. When normally we'd think that they could be because of this 3 looking in, this 3 looking in. But we have these pointing 3s here that give us that extra bit of information about 3s. All right. We can also have things looking through here, like the 1 and the 6. And so what we want to do is look for something up here or down here that helps with that. And if you look, you do see that we have these 6s. And so that does put a 6 in one of these two. That's going to point in here along with this 6, putting a 6 in here. And what we've learned is none of these 3 cells are 6. Briefly looked at what looks in here in general. We already have the 5 and the 7 placed in the box, but this 4 does look in. It puts 4 in one of these 3. That's not something I would mark, but it's something to sort of be cognizant of. I'm noticing, okay, so we know we have the 1 and the 6 looking in here, and then we also have the 4 looking in this way. So this cell here is not 1, 4, 6, sorry, 1, 4, 6, in addition to the 3, 5, 7. That's 6 digits it isn't. That means there's only 3 digits that it is, and I do center mark any cell that I notice is down to 3 or fewer. That helps us find pairs of triples. So it's not 1, it could be 2. It's not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It could be 8, 9. All right, and I think after that, yeah, I think that's enough. I was just briefly looking at these 2s here. I think that's everything we get out of this band for now. Let's move on to the next band. So I always start with the box with the fewest givens in it because that's the fewest numbers to remember. So I just have to remember 2 and 8 while I scan over here, and I see we have buddies for the 2. Or the 2 has a buddy, I should say. So that puts a 2 down here. The 8 does not have a buddy, but I am noticing it's taking 8 out of 2 of these cells, and we know that there is no buddy in here. So that means 8's limited to these 2 cells here. When I marked this, what I did is I looked at this box and I looked at this box and I just thought, where could 8s go in those boxes? With the idea being to see if it happens to line up with these 2 8s. It doesn't, but it's something to look for. We also, another thing to notice is that 8's not in these 3 cells, and we already know that 2 also is limited down here. So 2 and 8 end up in these 3 cells. If we could find a third digit that's limited to exactly these 3 cells, we'd have a hidden triple. But we don't. We have almost a hidden triple. What that tells me is we have the 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 that none of these cells are. So it just takes one more digit that they can't be to make them markable. These 2 don't see any additional digits, but this sees the 1 and the 7. So this cell's going to have 2 digits left. You can do the math, right? We have 5 here, and then plus 2, that's 7. So that's 7 digits it can't be, which means there's 2 digits it can be. Just trying to help with scanning here, scanning strategy. So this is down to 6, 9. Nice. All right. If this ended up a 9, this 9 would look into here, and this would be actually 9 would get placed exactly here, and this would be an 8. I'm going to say this would be a hidden 8, 9 pair. Other things to sort of make mental notes of, and in the hopes that you remember it if and when it happens. We also know these 2 cells, because they aren't 8, they are down to 3 or fewer. So I'm actually going to think about the entire box, because whenever a box, row, or column is down to 4 or fewer, I like to just think about what are the 4 digits that are left and how are they restricted. So we need the 3, 4, 8, 9. We know these aren't 8, so these are 3, 4, 9. I see this 3 as well. So if I fill 3, 4, 9, we can remove the 3 and then also remove this 9. In fact, this 9 looking in here does put 9 in one of these two. So this isn't 9, so it's not 3, 4, or 9. So this is actually a naked 8. We can just place the 8 right away because it can only be 8. It's called a naked single. And this is 3, 4, 9. All right. So this can be any of the digits, meaning we don't have a restriction up here that points, unfortunately. I've reduced this column by placing this 8. I've reduced this column to 4 or fewer. So I just like to immediately think about that. So we need 2, 3, 4, 6. This can't be the 2, 3 or the 6. So this is a naked 4. That's why we look at it. That's our 3. We're down to a 4, 9 pair here. And then this is a pair as well. I don't remember the digits though, so we'll rescan it. We need 2 and 6. All right, so we're left with a 2, 6 pair there. So I got this 3, and I got this 8. We want to follow up on them. I'm seeing the 8 has a nice follow-up. It puts an 8 down here. Now, what I've done is I've corner marked the 2 and the 8 into the same 2 cells, and only those 2 cells. And so that tells me I have a hidden pair. One way to think about that is the 2 corner mark says one of these 2 is a 2, and the 8 corner mark says one of these 2 is an 8. Well, if one of them's a 2 and one of them's an 8, we can't put anything else in them because one of them's a 2 and one of them's an 8. Can't put 3 values into 2 cells. So this ends up being a 2-8 hidden pair. And what a hidden pair does, or hidden in general, what it does is it removes other candidates that could have been in these 2 cells. The quickest way to determine what those are is just look at what are the 4 digits left in this box besides the 2, 8. And it's going to be the 1, 6, 7, 9. And so these already couldn't have been 7, but 1, 6, they couldn't be 6 or 7. So 1 and 9 were removed from these 2 cells. So what is the consequence of these not being 1 or 9 anymore? Well, the 1 and the 9 the 1 ends up here actually, because this 1 looks in and this hidden 2, 8 pair says 1's not there, right? So 1 ends up in one of these 2. That's what we're looking for. That 1 points in along with this one, putting a 1 down here. And so in general, this was 1, 6, 7, 9. This can't be 1, so this is 6, 7, 9. These can be any of them. This can't be 4. Okay, yeah. I was thinking about how the 1, 6, 7, 9, how that kind of worked in this row, because there's only 5 digits left in the row. So I thought, well, the 4 is not accounted for. Not accounted for. So 4 can't be in these 3 cells, and this 4 C's here. So there's only 1 cell for 4 in the row. So that's our 4, and that's our 9. Because the row needs a 4. That's the only place I can put it. And so now we're down to 1, 6, 7, 9 here, and this can't be the 7 or the 9. So this is, and it can't be the 1 either, because we have the pointing 1s here. That's what these corner mark 1s are there to help us remember, is that this cell can't be 1. All of that to remember that. But I mean, of course, it also helps you reduce where 1 goes as you go. But anyway, that means that this is a 6, because it cannot be the 4, 9, or 1. So now this is our 9. And then we're left with a, sorry, not the 4, the 7. We're left with 1, 7. It doesn't matter. I said 4, but it doesn't matter. It can't be 7. And so that makes this the 6 here. This is a triple, and this is a triple. So we're going to just fill those out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5, 7, 9. Again, this 7, 9 doing work. This is our 5. Leaving a 7, 9 pair here. This triple here, we know it involves the 1 and the not the 2. We have the 2, 8 pair. We need the 3. And we need the 4. These aren't 4s because of these 4s, so that places the 4. Nice. This 6 does eliminate that 6. Doesn't do much else. Okay. So this band almost finished. I noticed that we reduced this column by placing this down. We reduced this column down to 4 digits. So I just want to look at that right away. We need the 2, 3, 6, 8. This cannot be 2, 3, or 6. Wow, this has been really fruitful to be doing this. That places a naked 8 there. And we're left with 2, 3, 6 here, which I don't think is at all limited, but we'll mark it. Oh, we do have the 3s marked down here, and the 6 is marked up here. So this can't be 6, and this can't be 3. We had a lot of pointing in this band, which the quarter marks help us remember, hopefully. Okay, I'm actually going to do this final band, and then I'm really interested in doing the stacks, but I don't want to miss doing this band. We do have 2 1s looking in. Puts a 1 down here. The 9s look into here. This 9 looks down, putting a 9 in one of these 2. So other than 1, 9, we also have 4 and 7, so these two 4s look in here. This 4 looks down, so does this one. Placing the 4 in this box. That did reduce this column to 4 digits, so we're down to 1, 3, 6, 8. Well, this can't be 3, 6, or 8, so this is a naked 1. And we're left with 3, 6, 8, which I'm going to mark out. 3, 6, 8. This can't be the 3. We have the 3 in the box. And so the 3 actually ends up down here. And this is going to do what's called claiming, although it's not actually useful here. But claiming is where in the column, or a row, we have the 3 reduced to 2 cells that both happen to be in the same box, meaning the rest of the box can't be 3. But we already knew that, so not super interesting. In fact, this box is full, so I really want to do this stack in just a moment. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. We do have a bunch of 5s looking into this box. What's a 5 in one of these two? Okay. I don't... There may be more to find here, but I feel like... Oh, wait, hold on. This has a red 1. Ah, I placed this 1. I didn't follow up on it. That puts the 9 here. Gives us a 7 and the 9 here. This is now 1, 3, 8. That's a triple, 1, 3, 8 triple. It's going to affect the rest of the row, leaving 4 digits behind. We need the 2, 4, 6, 9. 2, 4, 6, 9. Well, this can't be 6 or 4, so this is 2, 9. So the 8's on one of these two. 2, 4, 6, 9. This can't be 6, this can't be 4. I'm going to write it out. 2, 4, 6, 9. That's not 4, that's not 6. All right, just looking to see if we made any pairs or triples or anything. Doesn't seem like it. This is a pair in this top row, though. What's the other digit? 5. So this is a 5, 7 pair. Okay. This cell's not 3 or 6 based on our corner marks, and it's also not 4 in the column. Is that enough? It is, because it's not 5, 7, 8 either. So what can this be? This could be 1, 2. Can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could be 9. So it's down to 1, 2, 9. I expected 3 digits. I got 3 digits. Always good to pay attention to that. Oh, we do have this 2, 9 here, right? Which tells us that there are 2 digits that are restricted to these 3 cells. So it's also the 4. So the 4 is actually only here. Right, I somehow missed that. We have this 2, 6, 8. So the 4 is only here in the row. So we can place the 4. Actually, that was the last 4 in the entire puzzle. Okay. The last digit is always placeable, obviously. Maybe not so obvious. I don't know. To me, it feels straightforward, but... All right. I'm actually going to do... Am I going to do vertical scanning? Or I think there might be some shortcuts here. Like this column is 1, 3, 8. Let's do any of the restricted rows or columns right now, and then I'll do vertical scanning if I need to. I feel like we're almost done with this puzzle. We have this 1, 3 pair here, so that means this isn't 1, and this is actually just a pair for the column. We need a 2, and we need 6. So that's a 2, 6 pair. That makes a 2, 6 pair in this row. When is the best time to find the pair or the triple? It's when you mark it, right? When I mark this 2, 6, I'm scanning left, I'm scanning the box, I'm scanning the column. Right? In this case, you only had to scan the row because it's a 2, 6 pair in the box of the column already. But you just scan the row, you see you have that 2, 6 pair, you apply it right away. That means this can't be 2 or 6, so it's a 3. So this can't be 3. This 3 looks in, putting a 3 in one of these 2 cells. That points up. This can't be 3 anymore, so that's our 3, and that's a 2, 6, 9, and 1. All right, we get our 6, 2, 8, and 9. We get our 2 here. These are not 8s. Gives us the 9. That's 7 and 1, 5 and 7. I think we just collapsed the whole puzzle if I knew that 2, 6 pair. That's 6 and 2. All right. 1, 3, 7, 8. So these are 3, 7, 8. That's bottom's not 7. All right, I'm just gonna mark it. This can't be 3, so this is 1, 7, 8. Surprisingly, I mean, we know the 7's in one of these two. Okay, that doesn't resolve. How about this triple here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5. We need 7 and 8. Cleans up a little bit. Don't need those corner marks anymore. This isn't 1, 5, or 7, so this has to be 8 for the row. That gives us the 1, 7, and 5. That gives us 8 and 7. 3 and 8. 3 and 1. 2 and 8. We get our 3 and 6. Okay. Up here we get the 8, 3, and 1, and then we need the 2, 5, and 6 here. This cannot be the 2 or 6. This is the 5. That's our 2, that's our 6. All right. Pretty neat puzzle today. I enjoyed being able to explain certain concepts, hidden pairs, scanning strategy. There's a lot of nice sort of atypical geometry, not atypical geometry, but like often when I talk about geometry, I talk about like finding hidden triples and stuff, but using geometry to inform where you should focus on scanning, I think is a good thing to talk about. To really speed up your solves and to prevent missing things that could be useful. All right, well, hope you enjoyed this solve, and let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.